Hi, it's January, and if you remember how much money I had last month, holy moly, I've spent a lot of money. I can't wait to show you what I've done. It's all super exciting, but wowie wow, has it been expensive. I had a very good Christmas. Let's just put it that way. I've got some carrots loaded up here in my trailer. Not too many left. I've actually switched over to growing watermelons in here because these carrots are just so prolific. So let's get these over to the sell point, which is part of what I get to tell you about. Okay, let's hop in. Always gotta check on that door. Yeah, okay, gate is closed. Great. So, do you remember how I mentioned last month that places were not going to sell my goods because Frontier farmed and all that? Well, nobody's going to buy my greenhouse stuff. So, I had a bit of an emergency because I have so much stuff in my greenhouse. I bought some new property. I'll show you that in a minute, but we're going to drive past my cows first. Okay. This bank is so steep now. I think I'm just like eroding it. I think I need to smooth it out somehow. Going up and down with this heavy equipment is just too much. I do not have my wheel loader back yet. I am hoping to get it within the next few weeks. But I do have a cow farm. I'm going to go sell this stuff, but let me just pop in here and show you what I've done. And we'll get into it more later. Yeah, okay. Let's just do a little tour. Okay. Alright, well, as you can see, I set up a couple of silage pits. I expect to have one open and one fermenting at any given time. My grass field's not too big. I'm also going to need to get hay off of it for them. But this way I don't have to worry about completely emptying one out before I can fill up the other one and get it going. I got a hay loft put in here. This is actually, again, another old building that I had moved out to here. It's surprisingly economical to do that. This thing picks up loose material here and stores it up in the hayloft, and then I get it out of here. Pretty straightforward. It does mean basically everything I'm going to be using is loose. So I'm storing hay and straw loose there. I'll have the silage in this pit, which makes sense because in my little barn here, this was not used, sadly. It was expensive. I've got my forage wagon. So I'll be using this to pick up all of my loose material, my grass and hay and straw, and that will help me keep my cows fed. Because I'm not baling, I don't need to buy a shredder to shred the bales for the cows, which is great. Here's my little enclosure for them. Pretty simple. Water in, food in. This little building here has got a little silo for storing milk. And I put a hedge back here. The train goes right behind the property here, and I was worried It might freak out the cows, so I put a little hedge in. And you can see I've got these, right now, kind of sad-looking trees. The sun gets pretty intense in the summer. So I was thinking these trees, which I had to pay more money than you might imagine to have them put in out here, because they're full grown, they're not small trees. But I'm hoping they will give the cows some shade in the summer, so it's not too bad. And they've also got this little building they can go into. So yeah, nothing too fancy, but it should keep them healthy. My little milking parlor. Assuming there's nothing out here that will try to hurt them. Which I'm going to assume. Yep. Nothing to discuss there. And then over here I've just got a manure pit. So I can muck out their little pasture and maybe use the manure for fertilizer at some point. So yeah, this is my little cow yard. I'm very excited. The cows are coming a little bit later. Having the animal dealer deliver them because I do not have the equipment to pick them up. And I need to buy still a feed mixer. And I'm going to buy in some hay and silage just to get them going until I'm able to grow my own out here. And I think I'll have to rent some sort of bale shredder. I'm not going to buy one because I don't need it long term. But if I do have... Oh, see, here comes the train. I mean, the hedge doesn't really hide the train, but I guess it insulates them a little bit. I hope they won't mind too much. I will have loose material, but I don't yet. My straw that I have right now from the last harvest is baled, and whatever I buy in with hay and silage is going to be baled. So I'm going to have to shred at least that. But then once I get through that, I'll be back into the loose material. So that's nice. We'll head over to the shop and do that a little bit later. I need to recoup some of the money I spent. That cow area was not inexpensive, but I do think it's going to diversify the farm a bit and help with food needs here in the city. My cows will be primarily milk cows, but eventually they will get old and not produce as much, and at that point then they'll be beef cows. It's not quite the same as raising them for beef, but we'll make do. Maybe in the future I would consider having some beef cows. This part you're gonna laugh about. I am laughing about it because I have to. So I was selling my items from the greenhouses to the supermarkets before, but the supermarkets won't buy it now with all this Frontier Farm stuff. So, Jenny, oh, well, this is just, I don't even know how to explain this. So there's the farmer's market. Sorry, Jenny. And I bought this property. This property is mine now. I'm starting small with this tiny little shed. This is where I'm going to sell my stuff. I'm bringing all my greenhouse goods out here. I'm going to pack this thing to the gills because I've got so many carrots and watermelons. I'm going to have to put like a storage shed or something behind here just to hold it. And I'm going to sell my Frontier farmed stuff right across the street from Johnson's Farmer's Market. I'm sure that's going to go great. Here's the thing, right? I thought about putting one of these sheds or something a little bigger out there by my farm. I've got that area in front of the cow area that's right along the main road, but nobody wants to stop in the Frontier. Everybody's just trying to go from A to B. And the city are really the people who need my food. So I need to get it into the city somehow. So I bought this property. I think it was around, over $50,000. And eventually I'm going to put a bigger building here. Maybe something like, dare I say, the farmer's market? But I'm not producing that much yet. I just have the greenhouse stuff right now. Once I have all my fields going and my cows with the dairy, I'm going to have to put up a dairy because the dairy in town won't take the cow milk. And I've got my eggs, which I can sell from here. Basically, I'm going to have a whole production chain and have to sell it somewhere. But for now, it's just this shed. Eventually, I'm going to need an employee. I'm kind of relying on, we'll say, the honor system here. I do have some cameras put up, but really, I doubt anybody's going to rob my carrots. Right, well, I'm going to get these unloaded and then head back out there and fill up again. So I will see you all in a little bit. Okay, well, all loaded up. You don't want to see me driving back and forth to the city a million times. Maybe I could have been a little tidier with that. That first load, I didn't realize quite how heavy the watermelons were. Alright, I'm going to just keep loading up, selling, loading up and selling. This is going to be kind of a boring month. Okay, I have sold my greenhouse stuff. I'm over here at the shop picking up my new feed mixer wagon for feeding my cows. I will mix stuff up in here and then put it into their new enclosure. I'm renting this shredder thing just for the next month or so to get going. This is some stuff that I apparently need to mix in with their food. Some sort of mineral stuff to make sure they get all the nutrients they need. But while I'm at the shop, I wanted to show you the other big reason I am down a lot of money this month. And that is back here. I can't even tell you how excited I am for this. This is amazing. I have a harvester. I have a harvester. This is mine. It's huge. This is a Massey Ferguson harvester. It holds about a little over 12,000 liters of material, and I'm having Rachel go over this before I take it home. So this was a deal that came through. Eddie totally came through for me. He actually called me late last month, so this was like a Christmas present for me. And this thing is normally over $400,000 to buy new. I got it for something like $250, and I had them do some upgrades, so it was a little over $300,000 to buy with the upgrades. I think if I'd got this brand new with the upgrades I got, it would have been closer to $500. So this is a really good deal, and I finally own a harvester, so I don't have to keep renting it. That's awesome. I think the other big thing I would really like to buy is a seeder, because I keep having to rent that, and I'm going to have to do it again now that I've got that new field over there and also the grass field. But I don't want to buy it new, and the used one hasn't come up yet. So yeah, I'm going to get this taken over to my new cow yard, and then go pick up I'm buying in some silage bales and hay bales from Ravenwood Farm, actually. And then I will get set up for my cows to be delivered, which they are supposed to do later this afternoon. So, very excited. I will see you over there, I guess, when I have some cows, maybe. Well, here we are. It's been a busy morning, but I'm over here with my new cows. I'm so excited. We've got some nice feed mix. I've got a bunch of straw out for them for bedding. I've filled them up with water. I wasn't sure how many cows to start off with. I've never had cows before. And I went with, because of the bulk discount deal that the animal dealer was giving me, I went with 15 of each. I've got these Holstein and these brown ones, and they will be good dairy cows for me. Yeah, so I'm really excited. They're about a year old, so they're old enough to start producing milk, but they're not old enough to reproduce yet. I'm a little bit unprepared to deal with that part of things. So these girls will have another 6 months or so before they can worry about reproducing, and then I'm definitely going to be relying on Nelson to help me deal with all that. So I've got the lime spreader over here, and I filled it up with lime, and I need to get some stuff out of the way, hook it up to my tractor, and get lime on these fields that I plowed last month. And then next month I'll cultivate these and get them ready for planting in March. So yeah, let's hop into a time lapse and get going with that. Okay, well, that is all set now. I went back and fixed up a couple spots that I missed. I used almost exactly the full lime spreader worth to do both of those fields, but now they are ready to cultivate. So next month, I'll spend a lot of time cultivating with my very small cultivator. I would love to upgrade that, but, you know, I actually do need a bigger tractor to upgrade that. This one is powerful, but not powerful enough to haul something bigger. So yeah, I've got my cows all set. It's very exciting. They will start producing milk soon, and I'll come back over here and get this yard cleaned up. I guess that's everything for this month. Yeah, I don't have any other non-farming related updates to give. You know, actually, there is one thing. Related to that little selling shed that I set up across from the farmer's market. I made a joke about, sorry Jenny, but really, Jenny is not upset with me about that. Without getting into too much detail, Jenny and her dad don't see eye to eye about the farmer's market. Her dad is kind of old school, a bit on the traditional side, and her brothers are the people who he considers his partners in running that business, not Jenny. Jenny has a lot of great ideas, and she's very talented, but her dad really only sees her as somebody who can help customers, which is, you know, bullcrap. So I kind of want to get my farmer's market built up a little more and then get Jenny to come over and run it. I would love to do that. I would love to take her out from under her dad's thumb and have her running my business, because I know she can do a great job, and she's not getting the opportunity to do that while she's working there in her family business. So we'll see how that goes. I need to get a lot more stuff going on the farm first. I need to be producing more milk, more eggs, more everything to fill up a whole building, not just a little shed. So yeah, that's my long-term plan anyway. I will see you all next month, I guess. Ta-ta for now. Phoenix has been barking and barking at something, but I don't know what. What's going on, buddy? What are you barking about? I don't know. Oh shit! Fire!